Caleb Tallman, TeamFYNSports. I'm joined with Coach Matthew Maenlle of the Andrews Wildcats. So just first off, tell us, Coach, I know your dad is a long history coach in the West North Carolina area. You played for him, and now you're taking over what's probably, I'm guessing, his last coaching stop. You're taking over as the head coach over in Andrews now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, looking forward to it. And he's still going to be my assistant coach. So I mean that's good. He's going to stick around for as long as he can stay with me as long as he wants to. I have no problem with that. So but yeah, looking forward to still having him around and taking over as the head coach at Andrews.
Well, and obviously, you said he's sticking around, but now that you're the head coach and it's your program, do you think you'll make any changes with you at the helm? Or, I mean, obviously you're a little younger, probably bring a touch more energy. Then again, your dad was still pretty fiery as of last season.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, the only major change is, I mean, I'm going to pick up more full court stuff. And I mean, and that's not because that's not what my dad didn't do. I mean, when I played, we did that all the time, and it all depends on the depth stuff, man. And I know the last 3 years, with transfers and stuff like that, Dad wasn't able to do that, like he used to want to when he coached at Swain and stuff. So that is the full court stuff, and probably pick up the tempo a little bit, especially at the varsity level is one thing that will look a little differently hopefully this year.
Gotcha. Well, just as we get into this, tell us about some of your key players, some of your key returners, and then maybe even a kid that's moving up from JV or any freshmen that you have that are going to be important players for you guys this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have one senior. Is a kid that didn't play last year. He played for me when he was in freshman or sophomore on JVs when I coached the JVs, and he's a great kid. But I mean, the junior class, I mean, it's the same as football, man. I mean, you got Weaver, which I mean, he was a starter last year. Bateman was a starter. Donovan Bateman, who's our quarterback, he was a starter last year on varsity as a sophomore. And Drew Martin. He's a very underrated basketball player. He's a really good basketball player. And then another person I'm looking forward to or looking to give me a lot of help this year on varsity is Cameron Rattler. He's helped us out a lot in football. He's a big-time basketball player, plays all the time. And I'll have another sophomore up on varsity, Graham Birch, who was my point guard last year on JVs. And then I've got two freshmen right now. I mean, I've got two freshmen. I don't know if either one of them's going to be up. I haven't made that decision yet. They're both playing football, so I haven't. I don't allow my football players to come to the gym with me, even for shoot around. I don't want to be the reason. Something happens, but there's a possibility of Keegan Ellis, who was at Towns County last year during basketball season, and even Ty Clark, who's our kicker now in football. They both got a chance of being up on varsity, and it's just whoever needs to be there to help us win ball games is going to be there. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And then you mentioned your dad's on the staff as your assistant coach. Do you have any other staff members you'd like to mention?
Coach Eric Young, that does girls. I mean, he's going to be there with me. I mean, me and him actually teach together here at Andrews Middle School, and he's a smart basketball coach. He knows his X's and O's and stuff like that, and he's definitely going to be with us. I'm gonna do JV and varsity boys. Dad's going to help me with varsity boys, and then Coach D, he's going to do varsity girls, and then help me with varsity boys as well. So,
gotcha. And then coming off of 2 years ago, you guys were right there for conference championships. Then the transfers hurt, which hurt a lot of our local area schools. But coming into this year, your first year as the head coach of the program, what are your team goals? What are y'all looking to try and accomplish this year?
Me and Dad, we talk about this. The conference is absolutely loaded. I mean, it's loaded. I mean, Hayesville with, the type of kids they've got to make a run at state now that McTaggart's back. Murphy's going to be big and athletic. Swain's going to have tons of seniors. And I just want to go in every single night and absolutely compete. I want to be in the ball game at the end of the ball game and have guys make plays. There's no telling where anybody's going to finish right now. And I mean just improve every week. And it's going to be, we're going to get a delayed start with football. I mean, I hope football don't end for a couple more weeks for us. We're playing well, we're healthy in football, and if we can play well and make something happen in football, then we'll get basketball started when it happens. I mean, that's just, I was used to that at Swain. Whenever I played basketball, we got started late. But I mean, we're just gonna compete and play, and hope for improvement each and every night. And then I mean, we're young, so if we can keep improving this year, the next 2 years is going to be good, and then even in the future is going to be good. So I just want improvement every night, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and with a young team like you're going to have, you bring back, be competitive this year. You bring everyone back just about next year. You might be able to surprise some people. But I know you mentioned the conference just a little bit. I'll see if you want to expand on that at all. Just your thoughts on your conference as a whole, and any teams you think there are to look out for in the conference.
Yeah, I mean I mean, every team on the conference, they have 2 or 3 kids that just stick out, and I mean, like Robbinsville, for example, they've got Brock Adams and Dason Cross. I think I said his name right. The quarterback at Robbinsville,
yeah, Dason Gross.
Gross, he got injured last year in basketball, and I mean, he's a really good basketball player. Hayesville, I mean, you got Ash and McTaggart. Got the athletes at Murphy. Swain's going to have a ton of seniors. And it's all my big thing, and this is one thing I'm going to push, and I've already started, with our meetings. It's going to be who can play defense, and who can stop who. I mean, I think everybody's got a couple of kids that can put it in the hole. I mean, it's just – I mean, after looking at last year, you probably think Hayesville with now having McTaggart back, having Ash defending player of the year. People might say that, they're probably the top guys. That's who everybody's aiming at. But I mean, it's wide open. It's wide open. It's a fun conference to be a part of. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And then just as we wrap up here, Coach, just share a little bit about us with your schedule. I'm sure your dad was vital in putting that schedule together. Do y'all have any, showcase games? Obviously, some games will get pushed back because of football. And what Christmas tournament y'all are playing in?
Yeah, our 2 main non-conference games are we got Tellico Plains, home and away games. So that's going to be a good one. I know we played them in football a couple of years ago. They might have played them at football or basketball in the past here at Andrews, but I know in my last 4 years we haven't. And I know their boys team was pretty good last year, so that's going to be fun. And then we got Franklin, which I mean that's going to be that's a tough game. And whenever you're playing in a conference like ours, it's loaded. That's going to be a tough non-conference game to have, And then we're playing Hiwassee Dam twice, Blue Ridge twice, and we've actually picked up another game with Highlands as well since Nantahala not having a team,
Gotcha.
So we added Highlands twice. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and the kids, they're excited, and they just want to play. They just want to play. So it's going to be. There's never going to be an easy night, which is fine.
Are y'all playing in a Christmas tournament this year?
Yeah, we're going to Swain. We're going to
Okay.
Swain County. I mean, that's a loaded Christmas tournament.
Oh,
There's some great teams. 3-game guarantee. So that'll be good just to keep our guys playing through Christmas and stuff, and no days off. That's for sure.
Well, I appreciate you joining me here, Coach. You got any closing thoughts? Anything else you want to share about your team?
I'm just looking forward to getting started. Looking forward to, getting everybody in the gym. And that's no rush, though. We're making a run in football, so when we can get everybody in, it'll be ready to go. And I just want to say I appreciate all you and Jake and the rest of the guys do at FYN, man. Y'all do lots of great stuff for our young athletes here in Smoky Mountain Conference and surrounding areas. So I really appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, and we hope to continue to promote more of y'all's athletes. Maybe like we did in football, we'll even find ourselves over at Andrews for a game or two this year, put on the TV. We hope we'll be able to do that this year.
Yes, sir. More than welcome.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. See you.